Hello and welcome. My name is Jim Citron, and I invite you to join us on this course about building your career. If you close your eyes and imagine the best future you could have, what would that be? Where do you want to be when you're 30, 40, 50, or even retired, looking back on your career? This course is about helping achieve those goals and is based on the hundreds of interviews and thousands of surveys that went into the Career Playbook. What would be attributes of a young person that would attract you to invest your time in their career?
The intellectual curiosity, humility, those are the two most important things. And this sounds really corny, but just a good person.
When they're in school, you're always learning and you're really curious. And a lot of people, they get into the workplace and they just stop being curious. And it could happen after a couple of years, it can happen after 10 or 15 years. So I think it's really important to always be trying to learn something. It could be learning to code, it could be a new language, it could be a new skill set, a new function, but always be learning.
One of the things we both share is the notion that you can't do it alone, that it's important to have a relationship building mentality both in how you manage your career, but also how to be successful and happy within an organization.
I think relationships happen through real work and real interaction with one another.
I do interviews for a living here at Spencer Stuart, looking for top executives for Fortune 500 companies, not-for-profit institutions, and startups. And I get to meet a lot of recent college graduates who intern and sometimes end up working here. In this course, you'll get to hear great advice from many of these successful people. Who were some of your mentors?
I had a really great mentor. She was just very beneficial to my career. And anytime I had any questions or if I felt as if I was kind of, maybe handling a situation a little bit differently, I would reach out to her.
Your first job sets your reputation. It shows you how to work with peers, with managers.
As an intern, I was very willing throughout the process to give up compensation to be able to have something that is going to benefit me in the longer term.
I learned very quickly that that was not a major that was going to catapult me into a career, but was a major where I could really learn to read, write, and think critically and do research very well, which has proved beneficial in my job.
You may be an aspiring young professional deciding where to go or what to major in college. You might be enrolled already in a college or university and are just getting acquainted with that school's career services department. What advice do you have for students when it comes to how to think about building relationships, building and cultivating networks?
I think that most college students really see this as a very intimidating process.
When you think of self-awareness as a definition, it really boils down to what are my interests, what are my skills, what are my competencies, but more importantly is what is my emotions, right? Because it really gets into trait and personality.
We actually start in freshman year with, so who are you and what you're interested in? Let me introduce you to some alumni through our network.
Jim, this advice comes directly from you, and I share that with my alumni clients. So very simply, it's don't feel like you have to do this alone.
Many of you are probably unsure about whether the career you're even thinking about is really what you want to do, and that's okay. This course can help you figure out what steps to take so that if you change your mind later, you'll know how to make the most of it and move on to an even better stage of a successful career. To get the most from this course, click on the other media that appears with these video episodes. The more that you engage with this course, the more likely you'll succeed in landing that dream job that you've pictured for yourself. I'm glad you've joined us. Let's get started.